Welcome to Kognito Key. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here with us today. So, let me ask you a quick question. When you think of tears, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? Sadness, right? Or maybe, watching a really deeply emotional movie. But what if I told you that crying is literally just a tiny fraction of the story? Today, we're uncovering the secret life of tears. And trust me, the biology behind them goes way, way beyond just feeling gloomy. Okay, let's dive right into this.
15 to 30 gallons. That is exactly how many tears your eyes produce every single year. You heard me right. Even if you haven't cried a single drop out of sadness all year long, your eyes are just constantly working behind the scenes. They're pumping out fluid just to keep everything running smoothly. It's like this incredible, built-in maintenance system that literally never takes a day off.
But, what's truly fascinating is the sheer contrast here. Despite that massive yearly volume, the actual layer of tears coating your eye at any given moment, which is known as the lacrimal layer, is unimaginably thin. We're talking just 3 micrometers thick, with a tiny volume of only 3 microliters. Yet, this microscopic shield acts as your eye's primary defense against the outside world. So, it's small, but incredibly mighty.
And it's not just salt water. This tiny tear film is actually a highly complex, 3-part biological marvel. First up, there's the outer lipid, or oily layer. This is produced by the meibomian glands, and its main job is to stop your tears from evaporating. Then, we have the middle aqueous, or watery layer, which makes up most of the tear and provides vital nourishment. And finally, an inner mucus layer acts almost like an anchor, binding the whole tear film evenly right over the surface of your cornea. Because of this 3-layer system, your tears are incredibly dynamic. In fact, get this, the biochemical makeup of your tears is surprisingly close to your saliva. Seriously, they are densely packed with essential proteins, lipids, hormones, and electrolytes. And actually, it's exactly those electrolytes, specifically sodium and potassium, that give your tears their signature salty taste. Now, because of this really complex chemistry, scientists actually categorize our tears into 3 distinct groups. First are basal tears. These are the continuous drops that clean and moisten your eye all day long. Second are reflex tears. Think about, say, chopping an onion or walking through a cloud of smoke. These tears flood in suddenly, packed with extra antibodies to fight off those irritants. And third, we have emotional tears. These are incredibly unique because they actually contain additional hormones and proteins that get released during moments of intense joy, sadness, or fear.
And speaking of emotions, there's actually a fascinating psychological quirk about how we cry. Pay really close attention the next time you shed a tear. If you're crying happy tears, the very first drop will almost always fall from your right eye. But if you're crying out of pain, that first tear drops from your left eye. And if you're crying out of sheer frustration, well, the tears are going to fall from both eyes at the exact same time. Isn't that just an amazing little quirk of human biology?
Okay, time for a quick, fun trivia break. Have you ever wondered what happens when you cry in outer space? Well, astronauts actually cannot shed flowing tears. Because there's zero gravity, the tears simply pool together into a liquid ball, and they stay stuck right to the eye instead of falling down the cheek. Oh, and here's another surprising hidden fact for you. Human babies don't even shed visible tears when they cry until they're about a month old. Coming back down to earth for a second, let's talk about the heavy lifting your tears do. Every 15 to 30 seconds, right before evaporating, your tear film performs absolutely critical functions. It acts as a premium lubricant for your eyelids, and since your cornea doesn't actually have blood vessels, it relies entirely on tears for vital oxygen. Tears also create a perfectly smooth surface for crisp vision, and they use a special enzyme called lysozyme to hunt down and destroy bacteria.
Now you're probably wondering, where do all these gallons of tears actually go? Let's map out their physical journey. Every single time you blink, a tear is swept across the eye and drains into these tiny little drainage holes in your eyelids called puncta. From there, the tears travel through small canals called canaliculi, they pool into the lacrimal sac on the side of your nose, and finally, they flow down the nasal lacrimal duct directly into your nose. This beautifully organized pathway perfectly explains why your nose gets so sniffy and runny when you have a good cry. Or, why your eyes water when you yawn.
So the very next time your eyes well up, remember the absolutely incredible biological mechanism that's quietly working away to protect you. Which really leaves us with a fascinating question. What other biological secrets are hiding in plain sight inside our own bodies? If you loved uncovering the secret life of tears with me today, please make sure to subscribe to Kognito Key. Hit that like button and definitely share this explainer with someone who loves learning how the human body works. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.